There isn't one single first true crime story in the United States. Crime has existed for as long as people have lived together. But the way crimes were recorded, remembered, and retold slowly evolved into what we now call true crime. Long before podcasts, documentaries, and viral videos, America was already fascinated by darkness, mystery, and unanswered questions. This documentary explores where true crime in America really began, not with entertainment, but with fear, curiosity, and the human need to understand evil. In the early 1600s, America was not yet a nation. It was a collection of small colonies, scattered settlements, and fragile communities. Life was harsh. Law enforcement barely existed. Justice was local, personal, and often unforgiving. Crimes were not stories. They were events, recorded briefly in court documents, church records, or town logs. There was no analysis, no psychological exploration, just facts and punishment. But even then, people listened closely when a crime occurred, because crime created fear, and fear demanded explanation. One of the earliest documented violent crimes in American history occurred in 1630 in colonial New England. It involved a murder committed with a firearm, a shocking act in a deeply religious and tightly controlled society. What made this case important wasn't just the crime itself, but the fact that it was formally recorded. The community gathered. Witnesses spoke. Details were written down. This wasn't gossip. It wasn't rumor. It was documentation. For the first time, a violent crime in America became something that could be read, revisited, and remembered. This moment planted the earliest seed of true crime. In small colonial towns, crime changed everything. Neighbors questioned neighbors. Trust weakened. Fear spread quietly. People didn't just want justice. They wanted answers. Why did this happen? Who could do such a thing? Could it happen again? These questions, the same questions we ask today, were the emotional foundation of true crime storytelling. Even without newspapers or media, crime became a shared narrative. As America grew, so did literacy. Printing presses spread. Books became more common. Crime slowly moved from courtrooms to pages. By the late 1700s and early 1800s, criminals were no longer just punished. They were described. Their lives were examined. Their choices were questioned. This shift was revolutionary. Crime was becoming a story. In 1807, a book was published that would quietly change American crime storytelling forever. A narrative of the life of Henry Tufts. Unlike earlier records, this book focused on the life and mindset of a criminal. It explored upbringing choices, regrets, motives. For the first time, readers weren't just learning what happened. They were exploring why. This approach became the blueprint for modern true crime. By the mid-1800s, newspapers transformed crime forever. Crime stories sold papers. Fear attracted readers. Details became dramatic. Murders were no longer private tragedies. They were public spectacles. Headlines grew bolder. Language grew darker. America was learning to consume crime as information and entertainment. In the 1890s, true crime reached a turning point. One case, in particular, dominated headlines across the country: the case of H.H. Holmes. For the first time, a criminal became nationally famous. Newspapers followed every detail. The public became obsessed. This was no longer local crime. This was national true crime. America wasn't just afraid, it was fascinated. So, was there a single first true crime in America? No, but there were first moments. The first recorded violent crimes, the first criminal life stories, the first sensational media coverage. Together, they created something new. What began as court records became narratives. Those narratives became obsession, and that obsession became the true crime genre. Today, when we listen to a podcast or watch a documentary, we're continuing a tradition that began centuries ago. True crime didn't start as entertainment. It started as a need to understand darkness, and that need has never gone away.